Hey folks, I'm Rupali, your host, and welcome to my channel Crime Hack. Continuing with our story Mystery of the Catacombish Tunnels, we will listen to episode 9 today. If you like the story so far, please share my videos, like them, comment on them, spread a little intrigue. To hear the complete story, you know what to do. Just subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. I publish a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so keep that in mind and let's dive right in. Nayak Brothers and the Mystery of the Catacombish Tunnels by Rupali Rajapadhe Roti, Part 9. Aakash Mehta was beaten right after the Valentines, and his friends Raj and Sandy Nayak think it's because he may have proposed to a girl because the attackers had mentioned the name Priya. But after talking to Priya, they realized that there must have been some confusion. You see, Deepak was the guy who liked her, but when faced with the dreadful task of expressing his love, he chickened out and blurted Akash's name instead. Next day, Aakash gets beaten up. Real bad. Now that Raj and Sandy are investigating the case and they talk to Priya, they get ambushed too and are warned to stay away from her. And now, Sandy had some water in the backpack. Pulling the bottle out, he washed his eyes clean of the chili powder but found that the effect still remained. His eyes were still burning and he could hardly open them to see. But determined as he was, he spied 4 people walking in the distance. Nobody else was around, so he concluded that these must be the attackers. The foursome seemed relaxed as they walked, assured that Raj and Sandy wouldn't be able to see them with the chili powder in their eyes. He rushed to his brother, who now lay under a tree holding his hurting leg. "You all right?" he asked, handing him the water bottle. "I'm just relieved it's over," Raj confessed in a shaky voice. Sitting up, he drank some water from the bottle. It's for the eyes," Sandy informed awkwardly, and Raj nodded. But he noted urgency in Sandy's voice and he asked, "What's on your mind?" "I'm going after the..." "Don't be silly," Raj protested weakly. "We are in no shape." "I don't care, okay?" Sandy burst out in a subdued voice. "It was I who had to hear his brother scream and do nothing about it. Absolutely nothing." "Now don't you do anything stupid," Raj stated worriedly. "I won't." "I promise I won't. But Raj, this may be our only chance to identify the culprits when they think they have won. I know we have been ground into the dirt, but we need to crack this mystery. For Akash's sake, for Dev." Raj still looked hesitant, but nodded nevertheless. He knew Sandy was right. Sandy continued, "I'm only worried about you. I don't feel right leaving you here like this." "I'll call a friend for a lift home," Raj assured, and then washed his eyes with the water. "My eyes," he blinked in the moonlight. "They're still on fire." He fluttered his eyelids to look at Sandy, and Sandy looked away, indicating that his eyes were no different. Raj shook his head in disapproval. "Going after them like this is a real bad idea, Sandy." "I know, but I want to try," Sandy urged. "As long as you are okay, I'll be fine." "Stupid ass you are," Raj cursed, but finally gave in. Thus assured that Raj would be all right, Sandy dashed to their bike. It had been propped up against a tree so it wouldn't be visible from the road. He didn't want to make a noise by kicking it to a start, so he pushed it on the road in neutral. The streetlight was filtering through the leaves of the trees, making dancing patterns on the jet black road. The attackers were walking in the distance, barely visible in the shade. A soft, gentle breeze carried their voices intermittently to Sandy. "Mixed personal matters," one was saying. He sounded like the man who had just threatened the boys. "Told you to maintain low profile." "The police get involved," he sounded furious. "Now these kids want to poke their noses." A second person with a young voice stuttered something inaudibly. It seemed that the leader in this group, the man who had spoken to them earlier, was not happy at all with his response. A whiff of cold breeze hit Sandy squarely in the eyes, and he winced. The fire in his eyes was straining him of his strength, and he squatted down by the side of the bike, barely holding it in an upright position. God, he thought to himself, I must be crazy. But he knew that he had to go on nevertheless, and he stood up again. The leader had calmed down now and was saying, We need to hurry up on the holes to get to our sweet reward. It has to be done this next Thursday. You understand? Sandy was puzzled by this remark and wanted to listen more for an explanation, but the breeze changed its direction and the group's words were lost. In the meantime, Sandy noticed that the nails that had almost killed them earlier had not been removed. He parked his bike and, using his shoes, brushed the nails to the side of the road lest some other innocent passerby met with an accident. But when he looked up, the foursome had vanished.